Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail, this is a video about Harry and Meghan, and I do so love doing videos about those two, the yacht girl and the inbred German half-wit, because you can just be honest. You can just say exactly what you feel about it, because they are, at heart, nobodies. She's a self-centered narcissist who married him because she thought he'd help with her career. You know, oh, he's famous, he'll make me more famous, and then I'll get roles. That never happened. He may be famous, but he's not very good. And of course, he married her because, wow, you know. I mean, he's slept with lots of girls. He never married them. Then he sleeps with her. Whoa, best sex of his life. But then it's going to be, isn't it? She's had loads of experience working on the yachts. You know what I mean? Anyway, so he's found himself in this marriage with her. And he's probably hating it. He wants to come home. It's not a marriage made in heaven. It's a marriage that's going to be splitting. And, you know, he'll come home with his head between his legs. Tail between his legs. Head between his legs. Don't the image. Anyway, he'll come back with his tail between his legs, go see Pops, as he called him, beg for somewhere to live, beg for a bit of pocket money, and then hopefully disappear from public life entirely. She, on the other hand, will just find someone else rich that she thinks can help her, although she's getting on a bit. Those days is done. Anyone rich who's looking for someone with a bit of, you know, a bit of fun like that isn't going to pick up a 50-year-old mother of two, is he? No, he's going to go for someone a bit younger and fruitier. And less of a slag, I suppose. Anyway, he wrote this book, Spare, but he's going to have to write a sequel. And I think we'll have to call the sequel Dumped. Because Spare is the most dumped book in the world now. Also, it applies to him because he's going to be dumped soon anyway. But Dumped, yeah, Spare. Everyone bought Spare, you know, but nobody wants to be seen with it now. I want to leave it down, put it in a bin, leave it over there. Because it's quite embarrassing, isn't it? You walk into a shop and you see a copy of Spare, you think, I'll give it a go then, you know. In the remainder aisle, 50p, something like that. So you pick it up, you look at the top shelf, you pull off a wank mag off the top shelf, you put Spare in the middle of the wank mag, and off you go down the street, you know, cop a Fiesta under your arm. Just so people, you don't mind people seeing you having a wank mag, that's fine. Don't want to see people to see you carrying Spare. That's embarrassing. Anyway, we'll take a look at this article to see why the book Spare is the most dumped book in the world, and why he will, of course, shortly be dumped. Anyway, here goes. So, Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, is the most dumped book of summer, with up to 100 copies left behind by holidaymakers at resorts in Spain, Greece and Turkey. Spare was the UK's fastest selling non-fiction book since records began in 1998, because they thought they were going to hear all sorts of intrigue at the palace, and it wasn't. It was 416 pages of him going, my life is so sad, I was second born, I'm never going to be king, and I've got a sore penis. What a sad loser a man really is, isn't he? He's such a loser. He had everything. When he was there, before he met her, he was dating young women, you know, nice looking girls. Chelsea Davy, for example, she was lovely. He was dating these young girls, and he was doing all the Invictus Games thing, and people really took to Harry. You know, obviously William was going to be king, but Harry was just a fantastic guy. He was one of the lads. He was great. He's gone with her, and he's gone. He's finished. He's losing all his mates. He hasn't had fun. He's leading a miserable, sad life, and he thinks he's supposed to be happy, but she is like a succubus. She takes all the fun out of any situation. He'll be off with his lads. Remember the thing at the polo? They'd won the game and all the lads were there. It's a team effort, blah, blah, blah. And then, boom, all of a sudden, she's in the middle, pretending that she's one of them. The other lads are like looking at her going, oh, there's a piece of shit on the floor here, isn't there? Because they all know she's a slag. They all know, probably all had her, to be honest. Anyway, getting into this. Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, is the most dumped book by holidaymakers this summer, it was claimed today. The 416-page diatribe has reportedly been left in rooms, bins and by pools at holiday hotspots across Europe and further afield, including Spain, Greece and Turkey. Well, it says across Europe and further afield, and then plus 3 places in Europe. That's not very good, is it? Anyway, the tour operator on the beach said it had received over 100 left-behind copies of the autobiography from fed-up hotel workers, so far this summer, with school holidays only just getting underway now, so it's going to get worse. Chief Customer Officer Zoe Harris told The Sun, we've never witnessed anything like it. Lost property offices in our most popular resorts are brimming with copies of Spare. We thought it was funny at first, but over the past few months, several other hotels have been sending the books back. What a prick. Half price. I wouldn't pay for it half price. You couldn't give it away. Anyway, she said the company now has bookcases full of them, and that she has to be forced to ask hotels to please stop sending them over, otherwise we'll never get rid of them. She said maybe we should take a leaf out of Harry's book and spare ourselves the bother in the first place. Boom, boom. The holiday company said it would be giving away the discarded copies online. Who wants them? You can't give them away. Nobody wants it. The highly anticipated tell-all book sold 3.2 million copies in the first week of its release back in January this year. 1.4 million on the first day alone. It became the fastest selling non-fiction book in the UK since records began in 1998. And it's a pile of turds. It really is. It is just a sad man moaning about how life is unfair. The Eton-educated imbecile who came out with a third in art. Oh, bless. And then marries a tart. The third in art, marry a tart. Sums up his life, doesn't it? In it, the Duke of Sussex, 38, married to a woman who's nearly 50, made a series of sensational claims that hit the headlines around the world. These included an alleged altercation with his brother, Prince William, in which he allegedly knocked to the ground by the future king, and then complained, I fell into the dog bowl. What a turd. Anyway, Harry claimed that William had branded his wife, Meghan Markle, rude and difficult. Oh, sounds spot on to me, mate. Can't see a problem with that one. And he also writes how he and William begged King Charles not to marry the now Queen Camilla, who he feared would become their wicked stepmother, before suggesting she'd plotted to take the crown and leak stories to the press. Oh, grow up, you sad, inadequate little tit. Other eyebrow-raising passages include the revelation that he lost his virginity to an older woman in a field behind a pub. Well, you've got to lose it somewhere, and a field behind a pub to an older woman isn't a bad thing, you know? Quite nice, I think. Dropping your load in there, well away, then go back, finish a pint. Sweet. Sasha Walpole, 40, later revealed that she was that woman, adding that it was Harry who made the first move, leading to their spontaneous and sparky sex in a field behind the Vine Tree pub in the Wiltshire village of Norton. I know Norton. When I was in the army, I was based down in Lark Hill, just off Salisbury Plain, and I actually know the bloody pub. Wow! I'll go and find that field behind that. Maybe relive the moment. My wife's up for it. Who knows? Anyway, news of Spare being left behind by holidaymakers comes weeks after Harry and Meghan's £18 million Spotify deal ended early, although the couple still have the Duke's £29 million 4-book deal. The next one, of course, being Dumped, then Ronery, and then I Want to End It All, My Life is Shit will be the fourth and final book. They're also planning to film another documentary for Netflix after the first series, Harry and Meghan, was recently nominated for a Hollywood Award, but didn't win anything because she's a talentless bint. The show saw them hand over a trove of pictures and video from their relationship, including the moment Harry proposed. Who is interested in that shit? In the first 3 episodes contained a series of swipes at the royals. You see, now you've done that, there's nothing else you can do. What do you do? Have another go at them? People are bored, 5-minute wonder. Fuck off. Including Harry's claim that he was literally brought up by a second family in Africa, where he chose to spend a 3-month stint in his late teens and 20s as he came to terms with his mother's death. It's also claimed that the UK is more obsessed with race than the US. No, it's not. No, it isn't. That's an absolute lie. There is very little racism in the UK. A load of crap, isn't it? It's only that she's obsessed with it. She's the one obsessed with race. Anyway, Harry and Meghan, directed by Liz Garbage, has been nominated for a Hollywood Critics Award in the Best Streaming Non-Fiction category. Oh, it's a streaming pile of shit, that's for sure. It's up against Prehistoric Planet 2, Rainn Wilson, and The Geography of Bliss. I mean, to be honest, there's a couple of others there. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. It's true. They're an awful couple. They are absolutely, spellbindingly appalling. And look, I'm going to be here. Look at us. We're lovely. We're pretending we're in love. I bet they're sitting at each other now. They're looking like that, silent, across a room, like that. Hating each other. I bet they hate each other. I bet they're only together for the money. They hate each other. He's such a knob. Just dump her, Harry. Get some manhood behind you. Drop her and come home and see if you can hook up with someone better filled to your needs. Some old slag off an estate, probably. Anyway, I'm finished. I'm done. I'm going to come up and round off the video. You know, it's an odd thing, isn't it? He says his first sexual experience was with an older woman who had been around a bit. And that's exactly what he marries. An older woman who's been around a bit. Been around a lot. Been around a hell of a lot. Yeah. Funny. The world goes full circle, doesn't it? Anyway, let's leave them alone. Let's finish the video. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button if you like me bitching on Harry. And do hit the like button as well. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and don't marry your first shag. Bye.